Kicking off today, the grandma who won the heart of her toy boy with this lovely rendition.
Stupid Cupid, you're a real mean guy. I'd like to clip your wings so you can fly. I'm in love and it's a crying shame, and I know that you're the one to blame. Hey, hey, set me free. Stupid Cupid, stop picking on me. I can't do my homework.
See who said that romance was dead? She's 61, he's 29. It works for them. Chris and Norma, they're sitting over there, and their story is next. Now then, she was a very attractive 50-year-old performing a Connie Francis classic on the karaoke machine at Butlins.
And he was an innocent 18-year-old on holiday with his parents.
They met, they fell in love, they got married, and 8 years on, things couldn't be better.
Do you two spend a lot of time in bed?
No.
What, as in?
What, are you talking about sex?
It's more than once a week, yeah.
About 5 times a week.
I mean, the average is kind of twice
About
a week,
5 days
innit?
a week, gives me 2 days off.
We're above the national average.
That's very good, isn't it? 5 days a week.
I have arthritis, you see, and if I get an attack of arthritis, I'm not in the mood.
Well, you wouldn't be, would you? Chris and Norma Harvey are here with us, clearly enjoying the fruits of their relationship. But has it come at a price? Well, they join us now, and we welcome you both very much indeed. You clearly are very happy together.
Hello.
So, let's just do a little bit of a chronology here. 10 years before you were born, Chris, Norma was getting married to her first husband.
Yes.
And you and he had a little band together called the Silver Tones.
Yes.
And you sang and he played guitar and you had a daughter and, you know, married life carries on, carries on. And then strains in a marriage happen for all sorts of reasons, and there were 2 particular reasons, I think, why your marriage got strained. One was your husband's interest with the Jehovah's Witnesses, and also he had Tourette's.
Yes. Well, we both were in Jehovah's Witnesses, but I got fed up very quick. And it wasn't his fault that he had Tourette's syndrome, but when you've been with them for quite a long time, it does play on you, and you sort of, you know, it got to my nerves, and I had a breakdown, and lots of other things happened as well in my life. So I was sort of on the verge of, you know, sort of throwing the towel in, really.
And because of the family pressures at home, I think your daughter left and you've got difficult family news.
Yeah, I got told that my dad wasn't my dad when I was 50.
Yes,
And
so
stuff
all
like that.
and 50 is a pivotal point for a woman anyway. You're going through the change of, you know, gorgeous fertile woman to gorgeous not so fertile woman, and all of those things. So, and you've been married for nearly 30 years by that stage.
27.
So to get over the breakdown and all the stresses, you booked a holiday for 2 weeks in Wales.
Yeah.
Your husband couldn't make it for the whole thing. He was coming for the second week.
Yeah, well,
so you had the first week on your own.
I wanted to go on my own all the time, really. But he said I'll come for the second week, and I wanted to sort of think about things. So
The last thing you wanted in your life was any more complication, I would have thought. And so you certainly weren't looking for it.
no, definitely, I wasn't looking for another partner or anything. I was just going to think and get over what I'd been going through.
So when you first clapped eyes on each other, you had very different thoughts. What were your thoughts when you saw him?
Well, my thoughts when I saw him, he was coming towards me. He was very young looking, 16 going on 12.
You were 18, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, he was 18. And he had a shaven head, shorter than this now, and a sort of a Hawaiian shirt, and very sort of cheeky-like looking face, and I sort of kept looking down because my feet were hurting. I'd come back from a dance, and he sort of looked really cheeky at me, and I thought, oh, he's going to mug me.
So you thought it was a bit of a thug, didn't you, at the time?
Yeah, I thought it was a thug. I thought, oh no, he's going to mug me, get my handbag.
I did all the chasing.
And what about you? You'd seen Norma before that, though. You'd noticed her well before that.
I saw the evening before, and I was going to ask her if she'd have a drink with me that night, but I kind of lost my bottle.
Yeah.
And then there was another opportunity, and I thought, well, if I don't ask now, I'll never ask.
So what was the attraction at that stage?
When I saw her, she looked like a Hollywood film star. She had a lovely tan, you know, nice long dress, all matching jewellery and that. She looked very classy, and she stood out from the rest of the crowd.
So you didn't orchestrate this meeting when you think, well, if I wander down there, that's probably where she's staying, I'll bump into us. That was a chance meeting.
Yeah.
And so what happened then after you'd met? Then what happened?
Well, I asked you for a drink and you said no, didn't you? And I asked again and she said, no, my feet are hurting, I can't go back to the club, and I offered to walk you back to your chalet.
He wants me to go back and have a
from
drink
that point,
and dance
we've
again.
been together ever since.
So you went back to
You've
the
skipped
chalet?
a huge part
Yeah,
here.
I
Didn't you
know.
offer her a piggyback?
Yeah, well, when she said my feet are hurting, and I said, I'll walk you back, she said, oh, I can't walk yet. And I said, well, I'll take your piggyback. And she
You
said,
see,
no.
now, any man, no
drop
matter
me.
what age, who suggests that is really rather sweet. That's charming, isn't
Yeah,
it?
because I was a lot bigger than I am now. I'm a size 18 now and I was a size 20 then. And I said, you'll drop me. And he sort of laughed, you know, and he said, well, go on, I'll put my arms around him. And he sort of hobbled me back, or hobbled, and put my arms around him.
So when you were taken the Norma back to the chalet, you'd piggybacked her there. Did you decided in your mind that you were going to make some sort of a move here?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I was hoping to be invited in for a coffee or something.
Yeah.
Which you did.
I sort of looked, I thought, well, I'd been through all this breakdown and I'd sort of never thought of myself in the past, and I thought, well, it's me time now. If anything else happens, you know, it's a bonus.
So were you flattered that you were that you were 32 years older than Chris?
Yeah.
So you were flattered that the younger guy was
Flattered. I
hitting
thought,
on you?
Wow, a young lad like that fancying me, you know, me 50, and I'd gone through all this. I didn't think that anything nice had happened to me ever again.
So the point is, that night he made a move on you, and how far did things go?
Well,
Far enough.
He stayed the night, I think.
he did stay the night, yeah. I'm not telling you all the details.
No, I wouldn't ask all the details, but clearly it was a relationship that was made very quickly.
Yes, it was.
Now these holiday romances, of course, they don't last forever. You've got your husband; he's due, so you I would assume at that stage, you're, perhaps racked with a little bit of guilt, and you know that the marriage is in trouble, and here you found your nice young guy, holiday romances drift away, but it didn't actually, did it? You kept in contact.
I thought it would, but I was determined to make things go on. So we swapped telephone numbers and we kept in touch by phone.
Very pushy.
Yeah.
You were on your way to another holiday, weren't you, a few weeks
I got
later?
two.
And I wanted to prove some sort of a commitment to keep things going, so I bought an engagement ring and took it with me.
This is very fast.
Yeah, 3 weeks later.
And you did propose to her on that little holiday, didn't you?
First night I got there.
In the holiday camp in Tamawa in North Wales. I thought he'd gone to the toilet. He disappeared, and I thought, oh, where's he gone? You know, I was sitting there, and then the Haven representative came out, and she goes, could Norma come to the stage, please?
With the microphone.
With the microphone, and I go, oh. So I went to the stage, and he comes running out and gets down on one knee and asked me, would I marry him? And I went, yeah.
No
And then-
hesitation?
No, I just said yeah, and then ran off to the toilet, boo-hooing.
What was the
crying.
reaction of people around you? What did they think?
Shock. Everybody was sort of looking around. Was he getting engaged to an old biddy like her for?
Well, then the difficult then, you are married, you have to tell your husband, you have to tell your parents, you have to tell your daughter, and none of that was particularly easy.
No, it was very hard. I hadn't planned to do it that way. It was sort of not done malicious. It just happened that way because I was all in a fuzz. Everything had happened. I'd had the breakdown. I wasn't feeling, on top of the world, and it was all in shock. And it just happened that.
We didn't think to begin with.
No,
did
we didn't. If we both said that if we was to go through it again, we'd do it a different way. I would have gone home, told everybody and sorted it out first, and then gone to Brighton.
Well, things are rarely perfect.
You did marry. You married in August 1999, and you are now blissfully happy together. Do you worry, Chris, that because there is this gap, this 32-year gap, that there could be a time later on in your life when you might be left on your own?
Well, that's probably inevitable, isn't it? But we don't let that worry us. We discussed that when we first met.
Gets upset when I mention it. You know, I've even chosen what I'm going to have and everything, and play 2 songs off my charity CD, my album.
Yeah.
And
I don't want to think about those
you know,
things.
he sort of.
There's a lot of
gets
years
upset.
left in Norma yet. So.
Well, he's going to be pushing me in my
Curtis.
wheelchair when I'm 99. That's what he said.
As Tony Curtis said when he was in his 70s and had a very young girlfriend, and he was asked the same question, he said, if she dies, she dies. So you could say that.
That's nice. I like the way you say that.
All right. So, well, if he dies, he dies.
Guys, thank you
Thank
very
you
much
both
indeed.
very
And
much
we're-
indeed.
Don't forget.
Oh yeah, we've got a book that's about our relationship and age gaps in general.
It's not published yet, is it?
No, it's going to be this year.
Well, when it's published and people can get it, then you must come
Very
back and tell us
interesting.
about it. Yeah. All right then.
Thank you
Good.
both very
Thank
much
you.
indeed.
Nice
Lovely.
meeting you anyway.
Thank you.
The mantis alive and well, you see. Now, £12,000 is up for grabs today in our competition. Not bad for a Wednesday morning. Here's the woman with the purse strings, Alison Hammond.